Hi, it's Wednesday and it's Bake Keto Rolls Day. I'm gonna play with my camera just a little bit. Looks like my light's not as good as I thought it was, so wait for everybody to hop on. Let's see if we can make it better. Get my light better. Hi, as you come on, say hi. I'm working on my light here. It just looks off. Let's see. Welcome as you come on. I am playing with my light because that's always fun. It's not looking very good, is it? I think every time that it's going to be good and then it's not. So it's still bad. Hi everybody, as you're coming on, say hi. I'm playing with my light, which is always fun. Always, always. Let's see. Is that any better? Hopefully that's better. Okay, that's a little better, right? As you come on, say hi, please. Get my hair out of my way, get all adjusted here. We are gonna make keto rolls today, and this is hubby's very favorite, this is called the best keto dinner rolls. And we have to agree. Hi, Julie, how are you? I'm gonna get over here on my page so I can see questions. How is everybody today? Jump on, say hi, please. Certainly appreciate it. And please share. Gotta share that the keto love, y'all. You just never know whose life we're gonna touch. You know what I mean? Okay, so let's see if I can see some. Yep, I can see questions over here because sometimes they just get too busy on the screen and I can't see. This is super, super easy. And you can whip it up tonight if you have almond flour. So we need, it calls for 1 cup of mozzarella cheese. I have 2 because I always have to double it. And it's so easy that we can just throw them in the refrigerator and hide them from Cammie because she will eat a dozen if we let her. So these are great for sandwiches. They're great for dinner if you're having a dinner party. I've made them when the kids come over and they're delicious. Hi, Dawn, as you guys come on, say hi, please. So 2 cups of mozzarella cheese. We have 2 ounces, and I just kind of threw this on to look really fancy on the top of where I keep my cream cheese because we go through cream cheese like nobody's business. 2 ounces of cream cheese. We have 2 cups because we're gonna double it. So calls for 1 cup. We're gonna have 2 cups of almond flour. Again, my good old almond flour from Costco. And then we're gonna have, I knew I forgot something. I forgot the plastic. And then we're gonna use our flaxseed meal. And it calls for 1/4 cup. So I'm only gonna use 1/4 cup. I'm not gonna double it because I found that I like that one better. And then it calls for 1 egg. So we're gonna double that, 2 eggs. And then we're going to add, and then baking soda. So that's it. That's all there is to it. So, hi everybody coming on. I'm not seeing, you're gonna watch me on the replay? Okay, thank you. Okay, you guys come on, say hi, please. I certainly appreciate it, and share the keto love, please. I just love talking about keto, if you haven't noticed. I'm gonna get some plastic wrap, be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Hi everybody, as you're coming on, say hi. Okay, 2 cups of shredded mozzarella cheese, whole mozzarella, y'all, not low fat, not low moisture, full fat mozzarella cheese. You can get it at Trader Joe's. I get ours at Costco in a big block. Do not get low fat or low moisture because it's really hard to grate. So I use one of my food processor. I will do like 4-6 cups at a time so that I always have it ready because we do use so much of it in our life, keto life. Hi Annalisa, how are you, love? So we're just gonna take the cream cheese and just kind of cut it up a little bit. And this is 2 ounces of cream cheese, so this is doubled, 1 ounce if you're not doubling it. And it only makes 4 rolls, so that's why I double it. Yay! I know. You know what? That was the first thing that we had a hard time with was breads, right? Because let's face it, we're all kind of breadaholics. And little did I know that my body did not like flour. And as I went into the keto journey a little further and did some testing, I found out I had celiac. So all this time, what I thought was IBS was really allergies to gluten and to flour. Hi Darissa, thank you for joining me. So we're gonna take this, we're gonna put it in the microwave for 1.5 minutes, then we're gonna take it out, stir it up, see how we're doing, and then we'll put it back in. The oven is set at 400 degrees and it will cook, these will cook for 15 minutes. They say let them cool. You have to eat one out of the oven and you have to cover it in butter. So someone's got to do it. These are great. These are great just to reheat, and I'll just put them in, say, a paper towel for 30 seconds in the microwave the next day, and I keep them in the refrigerator because they are cheese. And you've got a warm, yummy, and you'll find these are kind of doughy. And if that's why it calls for a 1/4 cup of the flaxseed. However, I made a mistake one time and didn't put the extra flaxseed in, so I didn't double it, and I liked it better. So this is my version of this recipe. Y'all can do it how you want. We've got 2 cups of almond flour that I've already got ready. And then remember, we're gonna do 1 cup, I mean, 1/4 cup, I'm sorry, of the flaxseed. And this flaxseed's darker than some of the others I've found. And like I said before, it looks kind of like sawdust. But it's what gives it that consistency that my husband loves so much, as far as, you know, making you feel like you're eating a real grain roll. So he loves that. So this is what I do. And some of you, you know, get a little worked up about this and get worried about it. It's really not hard. Thank you for sharing, babe. Was that done? I can't see my screen. Is that you want to just play with it. So you're going to want everything melted up nicely. Can you see the steam coming off there? So you're going to want everything melted in so it's going to blend nicely. So it's still not ready. I'm going to put it in for another 1.5 minutes. Everybody's microwaves are different. So just play with it until it's pliable for you, until you'll get to the hang of it, that you see that you can, you know, when you can play with it and you can make a dough of it, that you will, you'll get the right consistency for you. And part of that is going to be incorporating the flour, the almond flour, and getting it to the right consistency. So we need 1 teaspoon, not tablespoon, of baking soda this time, not powder. So what I like to do, and it doesn't tell you to do this, but I like to do this, is I like to take the eggs separately before I try to blend everything together. I just find that it blends easier. And I'm just gonna beat these up a little bit before I blend them in with the cheese. How is everybody today? Did everybody get their federal alarm? That was kind of alarming. That was a horrible noise. I didn't like it at all. We had a lot of thunder and lightning here last night. Our new grass got soaking wet. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it got soaking wet for sure. As you're coming on, say hi, please. I'm talking to no one here. I would love some feedback, y'all. How did any of you get a chance to watch my video yesterday with all the keto staples? Well, there's still keto staples that I didn't talk about, but I mean, like coconut oil. I thought about that after I got off the video. Coconut oil, olive oil, avocado oil, such good healthy fats that those should be staples. I always have a black truffle oil and olive oil. I always have, I'll address that just a second, Dawn. I always have a garlic olive oil in the house and on the boat and in the motorhome. So I always have it with us. Okay, do you see this difference in that consistency? Can you see it? I don't know if you can. There we go. I don't know if you can see it. I need like a boom up top. Okay, so what did you say, Liz? Oh, you missed it. Okay, yes, please do. Let me know what you think. Dawn says she's really scared to commit to giving up sugar. I was too. I was petrified of it, actually. And not just because I didn't think I could do it. I mean, give me a cobbler, give me a pie, give me some chocolate chip cookies, you know, and once we did, it was not hard. Now, however, I do have ketones, so that's the difference for us. We had ketones that helped with those sugar and carb cravings. So once you get them out of your system, you don't even care. Doug and I were talking about that yesterday, about how now we don't even care. I made that Kentucky butter cake the other day, and half of it's still sitting here. Nobody's gone after it. You know, we may pick at it every once in a while, but we just don't have the need for sugar anymore. So I find that fascinating. I find it so liberating that I don't have that addiction to sugar anymore. So same thing with my carbs. You know what? For me now, even if I wanted to cheat, it would make me sick. So I don't. But it's not good for my tummy if I try to have a roll or not even a roll. I mean, we're talking a bite, and I go into the bathroom and don't come out for hours. Okay, more than you needed to know, but that is the reaction my tummy gives me now after eating clean for so long. Okay, so we have our almond flour, our flaxseed flour, and it's just flaxseed, it's not flour, and we have our baking soda. So what I'm gonna do while this is hot, I'm just gonna throw some of this in here, and I'm just gonna incorporate it. I'll throw a little egg in there, and you know, most recipes just say throw it in, but I find to keep it simple and to not feel like, you know, you are losing the battle of trying to incorporate this, do a little at a time. And you'll find, I think you'll find that it's simpler. And like I said, I do the eggs ahead of time. Or I mix them all up, I will blend them so that they're, I'm getting a good consistency, and I add a little bit of the almond flour at a time so that I'm not getting too much at once. And you want to get this dough worked up as fast as you can because you like it hot. I mean, it needs to be hot to incorporate and to get everything in there. Once you get everything in there, and you can put it on plastic wrap, and I'll do that in a minute, and you can see that it's really easy to incorporate, but you don't want to let it sit there and get hard because that is bad. The ketones help. Oh Lord, do the ketones help? Right, Liz? Like you don't believe, right? I don't even know why, if you have that benefit of ketones and putting your body into ketosis naturally without having to freak out about every bite that goes in your mouth. And I'm someone who suffered from, hello Gail. I'm someone who suffered from an eating disorder years and years ago, after my second child was born. And I didn't, you know, my self-image obviously was a problem, but I don't weigh myself. I don't want to weigh myself. I don't want to worry about every bite that goes into my mouth. So that's where ketones come in. And if you want to call that lazy keto, because we're using exogenous ketones to get our bodies into ketosis, I'm okay with that, y'all. I'm okay with knowing that my cravings are going to be gone. And it's just in the beginning that you have that, you know, if I went to a party or whatever, I'll either bring my own stuff, which is going to probably be vegetables, maybe some cheese crisps, and I will bring my own, and I won't feel deprived. I won't feel deprived 1 minute. I was the person, if you said, let's go on a diet, I would go, okay. And then I would want to eat everything in the house the day I start. I would obsess about, oh, I can't have that. Oh, God, I really want that. So now I don't have that problem. I don't, because if I'm hungry, my body tells me I'm hungry, I eat. And I'm gonna go for things that are gonna be in the healthy fats that are gonna keep me satiated and keep me satisfied. And you're gonna find that more and more as you go down the keto life, you won't need those things. You're not gonna be craving the house. You're not gonna be, you're not gonna be wanting everything in sight. Where those people go detour is when they let those things into their bodies, and one bite of that sugar is not going to be enough. 2 bites of those carbs is not going to be enough. I'm going to eat the whole loaf of bread now. So that's that vicious cycle, and that's where ketones have helped me so much, is that I don't want to. Now that I can't, I mean, it took about a year for me to really understand what the gluten and the flour did to me. And I'm telling you guys, I wouldn't go back for all the tea in China. So I will stay stocked on ketones for the rest of my life. And we have the only bioidentical ketones on the market. So this was not about ketones, but we started talking ketones. So, okay, so can you guys see this? So it's still warm. And what I did is I put it on some saran wrap. And all I'm gonna do is just knead it a little bit, just like you would a regular bread, just to incorporate everything. And you can pull a little bigger piece if you want, because this, remember, we doubled this. So this piece of saran wrap probably should have been bigger. And it's really simple, and it smells so good because you get that grainy effect from the flaxseed. So you think you're eating something that you're not supposed to eat. Not that you're not supposed to eat, but it's not keto. And ingredients count, y'all. I just had a conversation with one of my customers about reading labels, because what it says on the package, 2 net carbs, but what's in it? What are you eating? Just because it says 2 net carbs doesn't mean it's okay to eat. Doesn't mean it's going to digest well. Doesn't mean it's not going to give you a headache. Doesn't mean that it's not going to be an issue. So you want to read labels and make sure that you understand where those bad ingredients are. And GMOs, you got to look out for those GMOs. Those will kill you. Okay, see? Can you see it, Liz? It is a sticky consistency, yes. Can you see it? So, but it's still warm. Okay, and if you see a little bit of the dough if you see a little bit of the cheese in there, it's okay. It's gonna melt for the most part. So what I usually do, and like I said, I didn't cut this long enough, is I just put it in a roll, just kind of like, remember those cookies, those store-bought cookies that are in a roll and you buy them in a roll? I just kind of make a roll out of it. I try to get it to be pretty consistent in size. See? Here, everybody, coming on. Okay, so I'm gonna get it pretty consistent size. And if this was some of my other doughs, I would use some more, and I reserved some in case I needed it, of the almond flour. I'm just gonna cut it in half. This is supposed to make 8 because we doubled it. So we're gonna cut it in half. We're gonna cut it in half. Then we're gonna cut it in half again. And there's our 8 rolls. And then we're gonna roll them. I was thinking today, a while ago, I made some pretzels, and I never did them live, and they were so good. They're just a little bit more time consuming because you have to do the rolls and roll them all out and make the pretty little pretzels, but okay. And if you get a little bit too much on one and not enough in the other, you just pinch it off. Okay, so see this consistency? It's not sticky, it's not sticking to my hands. It's kind of oily from the cheeses. And we're just gonna take this, put it in a pretty ball. You can make them bigger, you can make them smaller. I have in my baking pan, I have one of the non-stick silicone pan. Like, I can't even think of the name of it right now. It's silicone. Oh, Liz, the pizza's good. I mean, the pretzels. The pretzels with a cinnamon sugar frost topping on them. So good. And that's the thing about the fathead dough, and this is what this is, the fathead dough, is that you can play with it. You can add different things to it to make it what you want. You can make it a sweet dough, you can make it a savory dough. You could add some spices to this if you want to add some Italian spices, some garlic, some onion powder, some onion salt, and make it more savory. You could do that as well. So that's one of the things I love about these doughs, is that they're pretty flexible. Same thing when I'm making those 90-second English muffins in the morning. Those are pretty simple to switch it up if you want some. So say in the morning I want something sweet, I'll put cinnamon and brown sugar swerve in it and put a little on the top, and then I've got like a cinnamon roll muffin, and it takes care of that sweet tooth if I have one. And that's the thing, if you find yourself hungry in keto, go to the fattier foods, okay? And in your percentages of where you should be with fat, protein, and carbs, remember, fat is not a destination. Fat is there to keep you satiated. So if you're eating, if you're 110 grams of fat a day, you don't have to eat that. And everybody's like, I can't eat that much. Okay, that's okay. That's all right. Did you make the bagels? Weren't they good? Yeah, and if they are sticky, that's okay. Just add a little bit more. Never fails, does it? Add a little bit more of the almond flour, and it'll be fine. And I find that the bagels tend to be a little stickier than the rolls, for whatever reason, that dough. And I've made, there is a really good, you can make it savory or you can make it for a pie, sweet pie, pie crust, and that I'll be making for you guys, that I made last year for Thanksgiving. I made a pumpkin pie, and it was delicious. It really, really was. Doug loved it. Doug is a pumpkin pie freakazoid, so he loved it, and Cammie too. So for years I've been making Cammie pies without any crust because I couldn't find one that I liked with the gluten-free flours and stuff. It just tasted nasty to me. So I just started making her more of a pumpkin pudding. And so yes, I've got lots of holiday cookie ideas. So if you're going to cookie exchanges this year, you don't have to freak out. And you can take those and don't tell them. Don't tell them that they're keto, y'all. They won't know. And they'll go, why are those so yummy? Okay, there they are. We have 8 slippery little booger. And these are gonna cook for 15 minutes on 400. Okay, see how easy that was? Super simple, super easy. There's hardly any mess. I got this at Home Goods not too long ago, and it is 8 cups. I don't know how many times I use this a week, especially for those recipes that we're using for the fathead doughs. It's a lifesaver, y'all. I bought one for the boat too. Do you guys have any questions? That was a quickie. And if you have any suggestions or things that you would like me to make, let me know. I'm always open. If you want the recipe for this, leave a comment below or message me and I will send you the recipe. If you have another recipe you'd like me to try, or if it's one that you want to convert, let me get you know, kind of attack it and see if I can make it keto, I'd love to do that. You know what, the recipe calls for sesame seeds on the top, and you could do that. What I do is after they're baked, when they're still hot, I put a ton of butter on them, and that's how we like them. But you could put everything, put the bagel on top of it if you wanted. You could, and then they do show sesame seeds on the top. I'm not a sesame seed fan. You could put chia seeds on the top. So you could absolutely do an egg wash, Liz, and if that's the way you like them, absolutely. It's very easy to be flexible with this flavor. And they're a little more on the, there's no salt in this recipe. So remember that when you, if you're adding anything to it, if you want to add some garlic salt or some onion salt, or, you know, because they aren't salty, because there's no salt in them. And remember, when you do the cheese, sometimes a little salt is good because cheese is so bland. But these taste really good, especially right out of the oven. And I will have one. Yep, I will have one as soon as they come out of the oven. I'll post a picture for you guys when they're done. 15 minutes. If you need anything, message me, leave a comment if you want the recipe. Hope you all have a great day. And if you come back and watch the replay, please hashtag replay and let me thank you for joining me. And again, if you want the recipe, down there. Okay? Thanks, guys.